News 46 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, Chief Lewis talks about fireworks safety, and Car Studio hosts a fundraiser for PDOP. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
We get a rundown on the fireworks safety rules as the 4th of July approaches. It's Wednesday, June 27th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Independence Day is almost here. The local fireworks stores are slammed with customers. News 46 caught up with Fire Chief Scott Lewis to find out the laws regarding launching fireworks at the prompt shooter site and on your own property.
First of all, we have 3 fireworks shows that will be forthcoming, and one is a private show, but 2 are public. One is at the Nugget on the 7th. And then the Towns is actually on the 4th of July. They are 1.3 type fireworks, so they are commercial grade. They are also shot by professional pyrotechnicians who are licensed with the State Fire Marshal's Office. The materials that are sold throughout the valley at our various fireworks stores are 1.4, and that is retail grade. And the only place that you can use most of those products is at the prompt shooter site, which is open on specific days, and they'll be posted in the paper, and that is by the permit. So when you acquire or you buy those fireworks, then you're issued a permit, and then you can present that permit to use those fireworks at the shooter site. It's not intended for you to be able to shoot anywhere throughout the valley. There are some very basic safe and sane that you can utilize with little kids, but in general terms, all 1.4 products should only be used at the shooter site.
So what we're talking about is the difference between aerial and ground, right? Because some ground fireworks can be used on your own property now, but the aerial fireworks cannot.
And it varies on what even those ground are. If they're large producing of material, then you're still supposed to use them at the shooter site.
And it's always a good idea to go down to that launch site right there off of Game Bird and Highway 160, because you get a safe place to launch your fireworks. You can watch other fireworks also at the same time, and you're already buying the permit when you purchase your fireworks, so you might as well use it there.
Absolutely, and there's some really good shows that go on there. Matt Lewis has outlined the access way to the shooter site off of Game Bird Road. It is between 160 and Homestead Road, and it's on the north side of the roadway. But again, there's good signs, and it's a safe area. It's already been prepared for use, and so go enjoy.
And Fire Chief Lewis tells us what to do if you have a fire at home.
Anytime that there's any kind of unwanted fire through use of fireworks, any open flame, grinding, anything, the immediate thing you should do is 911. Even before you start to fight the fire, get the resources en route so that if it does stay beyond your control, we can quickly get there. We're finding that there's the delay in notification is a common thread on our responses. And so when people assume that somebody's called, we're finding in most cases no one has yet. They're investigating, they want to see what's going on. It's not until the fire is actually well developed that we're actually getting the 911 call. So call immediately.
A lot of people want to try to put out the fire first. They're on their own.
Yeah, that we find that a lot. And once the fire department arrives, we ask you just to step back, because we don't want to have to worry about you as part of our equation. We want to focus on the event, the fire. And so if we can get everyone cleared out of the way, we know they're safe, then we can focus on our job.
Definitely an issue, and people really need to pay attention to that for the emergency vehicles entering the scene.
Yeah, and especially with people who see smoke columns developing and they have a tendency to drive or bicycle or even walk in those areas, that's the last thing we want, because it clogs up our access ways.
Thank you so much. And Supreme Court Associate Justice Anthony Kennedy, who was a crucial swing vote on the Supreme Court, says he will step down at the end of July. The departure gives President Trump and Senate Republicans an opportunity to change the nation's top court for decades. They plan to make a decision very quickly to appoint a successor as the 2 major parties fight for control of the Senate in November. His departure could have massive effects on U.S. policy, particularly on abortion rights and gay rights rights nationwide. His announcement immediately raised questions about how long the court would stand by its earlier abortion rulings, including Roe versus Wade. A computer tablet was recently taken from a vendor inside the local Walmart, according to police. A female was arrested shortly after the item went missing. Shalika Williams-Cole has been arrested for grand larceny, burglary, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of stolen property at the location of Horgan Street and Long Street here in Pahrump. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies were dispatched to Walmart in regards to a theft call for service. Officers made contact with a victim who was said to be a sales and marketing vendor of Walmart. The individual said he was working inside a video game aisle when he put down his work tablet to help a customer in a different aisle. When he returned, his work tablet was missing. Deputies pulled video footage of the incident, which showed a black female adult with a short ponytail walking down the video game aisle. She picked up the tablet and placed it in her shopping cart, according to the report. The female then walked up to the cash register, paid for her items, re-entered the store and made her way to the female restroom located to the rear of the store. That's where they say that the perpetrator changed her clothing, then exited through the auto service area. After officers activated the tracking system of the tablet, they learned that the tablet was still in the immediate area. They made contact with an individual by the name of Shalika Williams-Cole, who admitted that she had the tablet in her possession. Deputies located the tablet inside her backpack. Williams-Cole was transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Business First brief court report and an act of kindness award after we return from this break.